You've reached the SeaBank Chronicles, a natural sound theater transporting you through the living science of Southeast Alaska. Produced by the Alaska Sustainable Fisheries Trust in partnership with Audubon, Alaska. This is Beth, your radio operator. We live in extraordinary times where science and mystery meet in a swiftly changing world. To enter the SeaBank Chronicles, just keep listening. Logbook 2, Transmission 3. Sandpipers on the Silvery, Stikine. Are you ready to step into another universe? You'll need some good shoes, obviously, boots to be exact, also binoculars, and one other thing. A Southeast Alaska birding trail checklist for the SeaBank community of Wrangell. Transmitting data now. Welcome to the Stikine and its late April Shorebird Festival. Your jet boat is waiting at the dock. The Stikine River Delta, located 10 miles north of Wrangell, is a 27,000 acre feet of coastal topography, a triangle-shaped sediment deposit formed at the confluence of the silt-laden Stikine River and the salty tides of Frederick Sound and Eastern Passage. See those braided channels slicing through the sediment? They carry a brackish soup of nutrient-rich waters across the delta, feeding the SeaBank's largest estuary and its mosaic of mudflats, marshes, grass flats, and conifer forests. Note the prime habitat for juvenile salmon and migration corridors for hooligan, a forage fish so oily you can light it like a candle. The Stikine River Delta is also a key stopover for migrating shorebirds, including the western sandpiper. It's time to pull on your extra tufts and enter the shorebird universe. In spring, the realm of the western sandpiper is one of oozing, odoriferous, slippery, boot-sucking mudflats. The Stikine mudflats are a major Pacific flyway stopover for the species, with as many as 350,000 birds refueling here on their spring migration. From South America to the Arctic and subarctic regions of Alaska. Find a tuft of marsh grass to stand on and raise your binoculars. See that murmuration of sandpipers dotting the sky like salt and pepper? These shorebirds coordinate their movements in a symphonic fashion, a composition of swoops, dives, and split-second turnarounds that depend on each member of the flock working in concert with its neighbors. Watch these light-as-a-feather birds, each weighs about 1.23 ounces, glide onto the mud as one. You might have noticed the Stikine mudflats have a luster, as if they're coated in silver. That sheen has nothing to do with metal, and probably everything to do with diatoms. Diatoms are microscopic aquatic plants encased in a glassy silica shell, famous as primary producers of carbohydrates at the base of the marine food web. They're also responsible for the synthesis of essential fatty acids, including those in the omega-3 family. If you enjoy rich fish like salmon or black cod, you have diatoms to thank. New research in nearby British Columbia shows that western sandpipers aren't pecking at crabs or worms in coastal mud, but slurping up a complex, nutritive skin that forms on its surface. Made of lipid-rich diatoms, bacteria, and other organic matter wrapped in a sugary coating of polysaccharide mucus, This shiny substance adheres to the mud and provides a calorie-dense feast for shorebirds. Biofilm is so dense with oil, some scientists liken it to rocket fuel. Exactly what a Western sandpiper needs for that 2,500-mile journey to the breeding grounds. If science confirms the presence of biofilm on the Stikine River Delta, it could help explain why 10% of the global species population stops here each spring. Salty ocean tides converge with fresh river water, with the potential for triggering the salinity shock that scientists believe is at the root of lipid production in diatoms. Silt pouring down from the heavily glaciated Coast Range mountains would make the perfect landing pad for this superpowered migration fuel. Sandpipers and glaciers, is there a connection? It looks like we're losing signal. Want to plan a trip to the Sandpiper universe in real life? Visit ak.audubon.org to access the Southeast Alaska Birding Trail with 200 prime birding locations in 18 Southeast communities, including the Stikine River Delta. Birders are major contributors to Alaska rainforest economies, and they're conservation champions. Join them on the trail and help support the SeaBank. And don't forget to bring those boots. Gunish Chish to the Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian people for stewarding these lands and waters since a time beyond human memory, and for sharing them with all who make the SeaBank home. When in doubt, keep listening to the places where science and mystery meet.